Hello and welcome to the virtual stakeholder sensitization for upstream oil and gas exploration and production activities in the Indian sedimentary basins by the Directorate General of Hydrocarbons. We will now start with the inaugural session, and for this, may I welcome Praveen Kumar Raghav, IFS, for the welcome address. He is the ADG, Environment and Clearance, Directorate General of Hydrocarbons. May I also welcome Sri SCL Das, IAS, for the keynote address. He is the Director General at the Directorate General of Hydrocarbons. May I now request Sri Praveen Kumar Raghav to start the proceedings, please.
Thank you, Ms. Chandrama. Good afternoon, all. With the permission of DG Sir, who is chairing this session, let me formally welcome all the participants who are participating in today's workshop. And this is a very important workshop. It's of its kind. And basically, it is a sensitization workshop for all the stakeholders concerned in the E&P sector of upcoming E&P sector of India. Stakeholders on one side are various our operator colleagues, and on the other side, stakeholders are various regulatory departments of state governments and central ministries as well. It has been seen time and again that the process of clearances has been a major impediment in the line of development of this sector, and many times clearances are stuck up for many minor lapses, mostly on the part of operators and sometimes on the part of regulatory departments as well. And mostly clearances are related to the field of this environment clearance, related to which are given by state CRs, then pollution clearances which are given by pollution control boards in different states. Then forest clearances, again it takes a whole lot of time, and it has been a major impediment. And wildlife clearances, this ecologically sensitive zone clearances, then licensing of PEL, PML, etc., etc. So in this workshop, we have tried to bring on board all the concerned officials from different regulatory departments like Geology Mining Department, Pollution Control Board, Forest Department nodal officers, then field officers, DFOs, and most importantly, the role of this deputy commissioners in that is also very important. So we have tried to bring them also in some session, because identification of CA land and this joint survey and all, FRA settlement, there also the role of deputy commissioner along with DFO becomes very important. So I welcome you once again. Then just in light of it, I would like to mention that DGH has been playing a role of facilitator more proactively in the recent past, and we hope to bring some more improvements in the system. A SCC cell has been recently set up in DGH that has been monitoring day to day the various pending clearances all across the country of different operators, be it PS or private operators in the E&P sector. We are also trying to develop a online platform on the lines of Pragati of PMO, which we'll be calling as Petro Pragati, in which the operators will be able to flag their issues and which will be seen at the highest level, and the responses will become fast. And we hope that the process of clearances in turn will be becoming fast with the launch of this Petro Pragati because of the result of their monitoring. So I welcome you once again. Welcome you all to this workshop. And today is the first day. And not to make it very hectic and cumbersome, we have tried to divide it into 6 sections, which will be spread over 6 subsequent Fridays, starting from this Friday. This is the first session. And with all these words, may I request our respected DG Sir, SCL Das ji, to please give his keynote address.
Yeah, thank you, Praveenji. A very good afternoon to all. It is really my pleasure and privilege as well to address this August gathering of eminent industry patrons, partners, at the state level and in the industry. So I must first of all compliment the additional DG Environment and Clearance, DGH, and his team for taking this initiative. As you know, this is really one of the main areas which holds back in terms of immediacy of operations post award of contract. So it's really an area on which much more focus needs to be there, much more facilitation needs to be there. And as the ADG rightly said, we are the facilitators. And of course, when we say we mean not only the agencies at the center, but also our counterparts in the states, the deputy commissioners, the state environment, forest department, the geology mines, the government as a whole, center or the state, has to work in better synergy with the E&P operators to see that the operations are really expedited and there is a visible momentum achieved in terms of accelerating the pace of E&P activities. So for these reasons, I really compliment the ADG and his team for taking this important initiative. This is an area which requires very high focus, much more focus in the days to come, because we are aiming at a much accelerated pace of E&P activities. For that reason alone, much more focus is required. And as you all of us know, I mean, it's just restating the basics, but I must still say that energy remains the key driver of India's economic growth. And that is the main reason why we are. And oil and gas sector being a critical backbone of India's energy landscape and its burgeoning economy. So E&P sector becomes all the more important, as all of you know, as we import almost 85% of our crude oil demand and almost 53% of our gas demand. So for all these reasons, stepping up the domestic production becomes a collective responsibilities whose importance cannot be really underemphasized, cannot be overemphasized. So it's something which incumbent on all of us. So what do we do to reduce the rising import dependence and meet India's energy security? We all need to come together, obviously, and put our best foot forward to bring about a significant increase in our domestic production. And a critical step in increasing domestic production is the reduction, what the ADG also alluded to, is a reduction of the gestation period of monetization of discovery between the award of contract and the monetization of discovery. If you see, the gestation period is far too long for a country like ours, which is really raring to move forward. And sometimes this duration can be even frustrating. There are some instances, at least from the operator industry perspective. So this is clearly an area which needs to be addressed, and this can be greatly mitigated. This can be greatly resolved if we very substantially streamline the approvals and clearances and look at the entire life cycle of an E&P operations and see how to really bring it down to the bare minimum, to the most efficient levels. So it's very important for all oil and gas players to have in-depth knowledge of different kinds of statutory approvals and clearances required during the entire E&P life cycle. Because if they are well conversant, highly skilled at it, then much less time is wasted, because we see time is taken because the things are not handled very efficiently. It is crucial that the right application in the requisite format is submitted at the right place in a time-bound manner to increase operational efficiency and cut down production lines. A detailed understanding of all such process is really important for all stakeholders to equip themselves for the requisite approvals and clearances in a very planned and phased manner. So this workshop essentially serves to bring in those knowledge and skill inputs so that the E&P players, they are well oriented and they are quite conversant, and we try to focus on reducing the time gap. So keeping this in mind, only this workshop has been organized, and our hope is that at the end of this, it should result in our processes becoming more efficient, and on the in terms of whatever is required to be done, the various application processes, and it is done with high level of accuracy so that minimum possible time is taken. There is, of course, the other area, as all of us know, that a lot of things need also to be reformed. It's not a question of handling things efficiently, but there are also many things which need to be reformed. There, of course, as you know, particularly Government of India, it has already taken in recent years, it has undertaken highly transformative reforms to expedite approvals, increase coordination among various authorities. In fact, some of the state agencies who are present here would be aware of this, Increase collaboration among stakeholders and enhance operational efficiency. And similarly, a lot of reciprocation has happened from the state side also. So center-state collaborations have actually gone up, and within central ministries also, and within stakeholders in general. So these reformative steps have followed in quick succession. Many of them have already been taken. Many of them are still being, several are being worked out. To ensure ease of doing business, DGH has introduced a host of online applications. Just as an example, to give you an example, to assist the operators for hassle-free submission, for transparent contract management, for expediting grant of approvals and clearances. Most of the processes, in fact, I must say that thanks to our departments here who are involved, they have been digitized to fast-track approvals. And many states have actually followed suit, and other states who have not fully done so, we are requesting them to also follow suit. So in the end, our aim is that the entire industry should be a gainer. The regulatory authorities should really standardize all processes. So similarly, we have a seamless interface has been created to facilitate contract management for post-award situations in an efficient and transparent manner. Streamlining and digitization of PML and grant processes that has been carried out in consultation with stakeholders. We have converged multiple application templates to a single format and to be applied centrally. We also have a single window portal. We have created this for filing applications for PL and ML, for expatriate clearance, for vessel clearances, for PSC management system, and essentiality certificates. So ensuring transparency, efficiency, and ease of business, further and continuously enhancing ease of business. These are our motivations in taking these measures, and we continue at DGH. We continue to be committed to these values and goals that will continue to see that the ease of business is being continuously enhanced, and more further enhancement takes place. Things become more efficient, things become more transparent. So that remains our commitment, and our team here, particularly the Environment and Clearance Division headed by ADG ENC, they are working tightly to see that these improvements continuously take place. So that is where, and this is all being done in very close collaboration and with the close support of state agencies. They are equally reciprocating, and there also things are improving. So I'm mentioning this only to convey the simple message that the ENP, simple but important message, that in ENP industry, all the regulatory agencies are working with a common intent to see that the regulatory burden is minimized, and the efficiency of various processes leading up to your commencement of petroleum operations, those processes are greatly facilitated. So please take advantage. So this workshop is basically meant to familiarize with the various bottleneck areas and to advise you where to really streamline the processes. So I'm with the systems we have, I'm quite sure, I've mentioned some of them at the central and also at the state levels. I'm quite sure that our operators, who are the target audience for this workshop, they will stand to be benefited. To give you some other examples to reduce delays in environmental clearance and simplify the process, the Environment Ministry, many of you are already aware, they have categorized onshore and offshore oil and gas exploration activities and B2 from category A, thus enabling ENP operators to expedite exploration activities by obtaining single source approval from the state concerned without the need for an EIA report or conduct of public hearing. Now, the issue is that at the state level, basically these processes have to be further streamlined so that the agencies which are dealing with this, who are not earlier dealing with this, so they have to now deal it in a very prompt manner. So our team has already reached out to 1 or 2 states. They are trying to standardize the SOPs, and I'm happy to report that the states have been really forthcoming. I may mention Assam, for instance. They have been very forthcoming, and we are working with the other states to see that this step of the Environment Ministry is actually fructified at the state level, and you receive the clearances much faster. Similarly, the central government has set up for reviewing these regulatory bottlenecks at the highest level. We have the empowered committee, coordination committee chaired by the cabinet secretary, and with environment secretary as one of the members and the state chief secretaries as members in this. That's a very important forum. So if there are major issues, whether they are policy related or they are project related, those are taken up in this ECC, which generally meets 2 or 3 times in a year, and we try and resolve them. So that is another institutional mechanism where we take up these issues. So that is again done to facilitate the ENP sector. Further, to simplify procedures and processes for PSC contracts, where there are several issues have been reported by ENP players, DGH has streamlined all approval processes by digitization and standardized all contract submission on e-platform. All fields are standardized. So once you familiarize yourself through this, you don't find much of a hassle. It's very smooth. So we have designed online forms for all processes, deployed them in the PSC management system. If you go to that portal, you can see. And data submitted under these standardized forms would result in smaller number of queries and faster approval by authorities. So that is the advantage. So similarly, on the CBM side also, we are making some progress, and revenue sharing contracts also similar digitization, standardization, and simplification. We are trying to bring about in the RSC contracts and CBM contracts also. So the ECMS online portal, which is built by DGH, and which you can see on the website also, operators can apply for essentiality certificates online without sending any physical copy of documents for all import, indigenous, and transfer cases. Digitally signed essentiality certificates for import cases are uploaded directly on the customs portal. So this entire paperless process has saved considerable time. In fact, on an average, 90 to 100 essentiality certificates are issued every day from here. And sometimes we have even issued on Sundays also. That's not a bar if it is urgently required. So this, I'm mentioning all this to say that various points of interface, the various processes and ENP industries, whether they are regulatory or, these are all examples of processes which are directly regulatory or related to regulatory processes, we are trying to simplify. Today's workshop, the focus is more predominantly on those areas which are essentially substantively very, very regulatory in the sense they pertain to environment, forest, security, etc. So those are we have selected some of our hydrocarbon clearance cell. They have selected the environment and clearance department, shortlisted those areas where we, by our experience and from the feedback of the ENP stakeholders, we felt that much more time is valuable time is lost, and much more benefit would accrue if the ENP players themselves were to be thoroughly cognizant and conversant with them, number one. Number two, where the district authorities, the state authorities, and the central authorities themselves could, be very responsive and try to further improve on the existing improvements recently made and try to further improve on them. If these efforts happen from the both ends, from the ENP player side, from the regulatory authority side, if that happens, so then a lot of improvement we expect should take place. So from that perspective, the topics of this workshop have been selected from the experience of the areas where maximum bottlenecks have been experienced in the past. And the ADG also mentioned at this stage to strengthen this particular, to ensure that whatever we discussed today in this workshop, they are actually carried through, they are actually implemented, and the results are there for everyone to see, for the regulatory authorities to see that how well they are performing, for the ENP players to see how they have been benefited and how their project period, production timelines, how they have got positively impacted. We are going to devise systems and monitor any delays, project level or clearance level which are happening. So we are, as already mentioned, we are in the process of devising an online interactive platform, which will extend right up to ECC, but involve the states, the district level also, deputy commissioners who are involved. And so essentially this online interactive platform which we are designing, we hope to come out with it and announce it to you in a couple of months' time. So this will be for coordination with central and state regulatory authorities on the one hand, and the operators who are facing delays, etc. On the other hand, or from whom certain things may be even wanting, their inputs may be wanting also. So this platform will be focusing not only on early resolution of issues, on removal of bottlenecks, but also on reviewing and monitoring the progress of the various ENP projects which are on our radar of the state authorities and the central. So that is one thing we are actively working on, and we hope that will further strengthen the current initiative which is underway to see that the entire process is streamlined and it is well monitored and well regulated, well managed. Our team at DGH, particularly, as I mentioned, the hydrocarbon clearance cell, which oversees and facilitates all regulatory issues, is also actively working on simplifying and standardizing various processes, some of which were mentioned, and things like even SOP for consent to operate, and there are various other processes which will get to. I think there'll be more focus in the workshop also. But the HCC is working on trying to see that those are all standardized across states, because there's some variation state to state also. That work is also going on. And this includes making various SOPs with their state governments and working with them to minimize the timeline for each process. So that is going on. And in the next 3 to 4 months, I think we should do a large part of it. And obviously, these are being done in the consultation with operators also. So it will be a win-win where everyone will gain in terms of efficiency, in terms of minimum of touch points, and overall smoothness and ease of handling. Another area where the DGH and particularly the Environment and Clearance Department is focusing is a new area, and where we are started working on is also trying to improve the capacity in various critical agencies to respond to some of these regulatory matters. So that, of course, is a collaborative exercise with the state governments, which we are separately undertaking. But we do believe that in the next 3 to 4 months, we'll try and see if a dedicated capacity can be, a better capacity can be built, both in DGH, in central agencies, as well as in some of the state agencies at critical touch points. So that there is a better response, there is a more effective disposal of cases in a timely and more effective manner. So without getting into more particulars, I'll certainly say that it is an area of endeavor of the Environment and Clearance Department in days to come, and we hope to see some good results out of this in the next few months. So because the whole idea of this workshop, I think, is timely and welcome, because particularly in the context, if you can see that the initiatives are being taken and there's a lot of appetite among the NP players to move forward, and there's a lot of responsiveness for state agencies to also see results that operations do pick up. And of course, Ministry has been always ever keen to do that. So we are trying to, on behalf of Government of India, we are trying to push through these processes. So that is why we felt a better awareness, a better sense, a good sensitization of our key bottleneck areas, and a more informed way on how to deal about it will be timely and useful. And as I said, this is not a one-off effort. It is a part of overall strategy, a part of our overall package endeavor to see that a system as a whole is created, which is efficient, effective, and very, very business oriented. Whether it works at the level or whether at the state level. So it's a collaborative joint effort which will be undertaken. So we are trying to achieve something which ultimately will be more systemic, but we are trying to take these initial steps so that starting first with the sensitization and awareness building. And once this happens, the other systemic works which are already in place, some of them which have been partly accomplished or accomplished, and a few important things which are already underway, work in progress, I'm sure we can touch base. I sincerely hope within the 3 months, by another quarter, I think we'll be able to touch base again at a similar forum like this and be able to roll out a few of the things which I have briefly alluded to. But in the meantime, I'll limit myself by saying that let's get the overall, see the overall landscape, let's get adequately sensitized so that the efforts which are required, we are fully sure which are the areas which require more attention, more effort, whether it's on the part of government, this is at the center of state, or equally important on the part of the ENP players themselves. It has to be a joint effort, it has to be a synergy which works best in such situations. So I wish this workshop all the best. I wish it is successful, and it is success, and hope that you will be able to derive good benefit. It's very well structured and very practically oriented. And I look forward to having a very fruitful and knowledgeable workshop, and all the very best for the ENP industry. Thank you very much.